So I've had a very consistent prediction for Shiba Inu for this market cycle, and it has not changed. Even with the recent flux that we're seeing in the market, the pops, the drops, it stays the same. I see Shiba Inu somewhere around a 10x from the prior all-time high between there and 201. All right, so kind of a small range there. And what that would equate to is about a $500 billion market cap in terms of Shiba Inu. And I want people to hear me out on this. Some people don't think it's possible. 500 billion, oh, it's not possible, it'll never happen. And unfortunately, people don't understand a few things. And I want to talk about, does Shiba Inu have what it takes to get to a $500 billion market cap? I believe it does. All right. And like it says below, this is not financial advice. This is my thoughts when it comes to this. So first and foremost, liquidity. A lot of people, especially those new in the space, do not understand that just because something has, for example, Shiba Inu right now has a $12 billion market cap, that does not mean that it took $12 billion to get to that point. That doesn't mean that there's $12 billion that can be cashed out of Shiba Inu at one given time. All right, there are liquidity ratios. So typically an asset, especially the large ones, the ones that have been around for a while and are not manipulated, they have somewhere between a 10 to 20% liquidity ratio. So right now, that means there's probably between 1.2 billion to 2 billion that can be cashed out of SHIB at any given time. And obviously that would heavily impact the price because that's all the liquidity, right? We see the same thing in any of these assets at the top. For example, Bitcoin, there's probably about I think 300 billion in liquidity available there. All right, just so we're on the same page in that regard. So in order for Shiba Inu to get to this point, it's not going to take $500 billion. All right. What it would take is probably somewhere in the range of $50 to $100 billion. Is that possible? Well, I really believe it is. And the reason why is Shiba Inu has very, very large optics. Remember, when the market is pumping, when things are good, Shiba Inu is one of the most searched coins in crypto. Actually, that remains whether it's in good times or bad times. It has some of the highest trading volume. Remember, it was the top 3 traded coin in all of crypto. And that only tends to accelerate as retail, sets its sight further on crypto. That's what people need to understand. So can that equate to this pump to a $500 billion market cap? Yes, it can. And one of the big reasons why is liquidity. All right. And now I'm talking about actual SHIB that's available in the market. We've talked about a possibility of a supply shock, a supply crunch, things like that. When we look at Shiba Inu and the distribution of the SHIB that's in the market, where liquidity pools are set, where it's available for sale, above these ranges, there's not a ton there. If we look back at the Shiba Inu charts and what happened in the last market cycle, I might have to zoom out here. We saw that Shiba Inu went on a massive, massive run in a very short period of time. In fact, when it was, let's say even at, what is that, a $5 billion market cap? Yeah, $6 billion market cap. It was able to run all the way from that point up to a $50 billion market cap in less than 30 days. That is because up in these ranges, there's not much in terms of SHIB available for sale. That only continues to compound the higher you move. Assets can move faster. That's why I think SHIB liquidity is more around like that 10 to 12% ratio. That would make a lot of sense. Because the thing is when you have so many people that have this long-term mindset, like we've talked about time and time again, so many people not wanting to sell for a long time, well, guess what? Price can move faster because there's not much available. FOMO kicks in harder, and these things can accelerate very, very quickly. Now, does that mean that we can come down from a $500 billion market cap very quickly? Yeah, it does. All right. When there's not much up there, you can move really fast to the upside. You can drop really fast to the downside. That is 100% possible. So people need to understand that right now, even though things may look gloomy in the market, smart people are taking an advantage. All right. They are taking advantage while the market has been down. For example, a lot of prices were down here and now they're starting to climb a little bit. Now that BTC is showing a little bit of strength, we'll see what happens as the day moves on. Actually, this will come out probably after the FOMC meeting. But the point I want to make is the numbers that some people don't think are possible don't take into account things like, mass adoption. They don't take into account institutional money. They don't take into account enterprises, the big things that are hitting the space for the first time that are driving prices higher and will over time. Many people expect them to happen on a very short time frame. It's still a gradual road, guys. It still takes time to get there. But that's how I see SHIB hitting these high prices. I'm guessing it's going to become one of the most dominant assets in crypto. It's already showing that there's huge demand for it. And I'm guessing that's going to continue to heighten as we move forward here. So I appreciate you guys as always. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Love to hear what you guys think, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.